everyone, I'm Laura Gale Locke with your City 7 News Now update. If you're looking for something fun to do with the kids this summer, you might want to stop by one of the Wichita Public Libraries. We have our special projects librarian, Jennifer Heineke, here with us today. Jennifer, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about what's going on?
Well, we have thousands of free events for all ages, and some of them require registration, so you'll want to plan ahead, but others you can just drop right in.
What about grandparents or parents out there who might have their kids for just the summers and they may not have library cards? Are they still able to come to these things?
Yes, you don't need to have a library card to come to our library programs, so that if you have guests in from out of town or you're watching kids who don't have library cards, that's perfectly fine. We of course encourage you to get a library card while you're at the library because there's so much you can do with one, but coming to programs you don't need to have one. And in fact our website makes it very convenient to use if you happen to be a grandparent who's just watching the kids for 1 week. And with our interactive calendar you can actually narrow down those programs because we have a lot to go through. So let's say you happen to live near the Westlink branch library, you're going to be watching the grandkids for a week, you can actually narrow it down and just see those events for that week near the Westlink branch library, and that's true for any branch.
And you have events for different age groups?
That's right. Whether you have a preschooler, an elementary school kid, a tween, or a teenager, there are programs specifically geared towards those age groups. So there's something for just about everyone. And of course we still have adult programs over the summer too, but it's really geared towards kids over the summer.
Well, why don't you tell me a little bit more about what you guys offer for preschoolers?
Sure. For our preschoolers, we have a lot of series events, and that's great whether you can commit to coming every Tuesday or so, or whether you just want to drop in. And we have things like Baby's First Story Time, which is great if baby can still sit in your lap, because the younger you start working with children, their brains are still forming, and they learn so much when they're young. Their brains are like little sponges, and they just soak up information. But we have things like toddle time, nursery rhyme time, preschool story time. We even have a bilingual story time because as those kids' brains develop, it's so easy for them to learn English and Spanish at the same time. I wish I had that opportunity. It would be a lot easier for me. But as kids get older, we have different kinds of programs. For elementary age students, we start having more of the book parties like Ginny B. Jones and Magic School Bus kinds of things. And we also look at some of the science kinds of things. With our summer reading program, which is called Dream Big Read, this year we've started doing some of those science kinds of things. So we've talked about lightning bugs and all the fun that camping and things like that. So there's some kind of campfire kinds of activities. So there's a lot of different kinds of stuff, and you'll just want to look at our website or come to one of our libraries and pick up one of our brochures that explains everything that's going on for all the different age groups.
And you publish these once a month?
We do, and we try and have 2 to 3 months available at one time. If you're one of the kinds who plans out far in advance, or if you're just looking for something to do that day, you can always find it.
And you talked a little bit about getting a library card. What's the process of doing that?
Well, it depends on whether you're getting one for you or for your child. Some of the things are still the same. You'll need to have proof of your current address, and we prefer to have a photo ID, but that's not exactly required, but a driver's license works great. You need to have your name and your current ID. If you don't have a driver's license, a water bill, something where we know that you live at that current address. If you are getting a library card for a younger child, they would use the parent or guardian's information. And we do need that parent or guardian to sign up. So, if you're bringing the neighbor kids, you can't get a library card for them unless you're willing to take responsibility for them. We really like to have that parent or legal guardian do that.
Makes sense. And what's the website people should go to check out the calendar?
You'll want to go to the Wichita Public Library website, which is www.wichita.lib.ks.us, and you can find that interactive calendar there. Just click on the calendar button.
Sounds like a lot of great things to check out.
All right. Yes, lots and lots.
Thanks, Jennifer. And thank you for watching the City 7 News Now Update.